Hey Keith, and whoever the heck else might be watching this. This is Dustin. I'm just trying to explain this Dueling Hateful Eight pickleball tournament file to you, in the best way that I can. And I was going to type you an email, but I was like, honestly, I don't know how much you would understand like what I'm trying to explain to you. And I know that might sound like an insult, but really, when you think about it, it kind of is an insult. So, good. Now that that's out of the way, let me show you this file that I've created that I'm about to send you, and tell you what's going on. So, first of all, I split everybody up into okay, these eight and these eight players. Obviously, these are matches that haven't happened yet, okay, but I filled them in as if they had so that I'd be able to see what happens to everybody. And we don't need to split up, all these are girls' names, all these are boys' names. I just did that so I would be able to further see as we go down the road, like to make sure that we're playing with different partners every time and against different people every time. So anyway, okay. So I'm just going to pay attention to this cornicrons division, cornicrons and gherkin, two different kinds of pickles. I figure that's cool. We can start with those two divisions, and then whoever makes and this was your idea, and I think this is fucking brilliant. Whoever makes the finals, okay, the top four from each round, like Striker, Aaron, Keith, and Joe, they come down here. Laura, Jen, Peg, and Christy, they come down here. They are part of the Big Dills. That is the champions division, and then the pickle juices is the consolation bracket, which I awesome. I love that. So anyway, but getting back to here, so as you can see, we have a faux tournament down here, and all of these have been totaled up down here, and then ranked as such, so that and as you can see, like if I change this, it's gonna mess with those down there, and so yeah, we can update this in real time, which is kind of awesome. So as we get done round one, round two, we'll see how things are shaping up and how we need to do. So yeah, and as you can see right down here, Scotty and Cespedes are tied. The tiebreaker is games played, like as just like the Dirty Dozen. We don't count wins. All right, it's just how many points you score. But I do have a tiebreaker in this case to as you can see, Cespedes and Scotty. Cespedes has won 4, Scotty's won 3. So that Cespedes is ranked ahead of Scotty in this case. But again, anyway, so moving on. This is to see who makes the final division, the Big Dills. All right, it's the top 4 from each round. All right, and quite frankly, once you get past the amount of points you score, and if you're tied with the amount of games you've won, also, it just comes down to being randomly. I don't have anything to separate anybody else, but anyway, so top 4 from over here and top 4 from over here, they come down here. I have 2 different versions of this. Okay, version 1 and version 2. All right. Now, in version 1, it's very similar to the way that we have it set up here, in which however many points you score, that's what your rank is down here. Okay. And these, who you're paired up with is fairly randomly. You're paired up with a different person every time. So Striker, as you can see, 1D is paired up with a different person from the cornicrons division, is paired up with a different person from the gherkin division every time. So so you have a different partner every time, playing against hopefully two different people every time, but that is impossible to do. So you have at least 2, different partners. Anyway, don't worry about that. But yeah, you're paired up with a different person every time, and then your total rankings over here is how you wind up, is your final rankings. If you want, we can add up this, like however many points Joe got here with however many points he got here, and that can be your total. Okay, but that's going to take a little bit more complicated framework here, equations, which is okay. But anyway, so think about whether or not you want this total, who gets the top 3. Okay, the blue, red, and white ribbons, as I've made it here. If you want it to just be how well they score in the Big Dills tournament, or if you want it to be how well they score in the Big Till in overall, okay? Or what I'm liking more and more each time I look at it is this second one over here, okay? Now this is the same as over here, okay? The same people make it, okay, in this version too, except in this case, because there is a three match tournament, all right, because we have these 7 rounds, and then we have an additional 3 rounds, which we talked about, and that's a total of 10. We have been squeezing 11 rounds into 3 hours, and we've just been barely making it. I think we trimmed down to 10, and we should be able to make this just fine, even with this crossover. Like, we need to wait for everybody to finish their 7 rounds. We stop, and then we regroup. Okay, so before that, make it onto the big deals from each round come down here. Okay, the number 1 seeds, Striker and Laura, right here. They play number 4 seeds, Joe and Christy, right here. All right, and whoever wins this match, in this case happens to be the 4s, they move on, as you can see, Joe and Christy, to play whoever wins the 2s, Aaron and Jen, versus 3s, Keith and Peg. Aaron and Jen, Keith and Peg. Okay, in this case, it was Aaron and Jen. So Joe and Jen, boom, right here, they play Christy and Aaron. Okay, Christy and Aaron. And as you can see, I have started naming these random women after ex-girlfriends. I don't know what that says about me psychologically, but that's where we are here. So Joe and Jen, excuse me, play Christy and Aaron. And then whoever wins, now Joe and Jen have each won both of their first games. They will be split up, and they will be paired against whoever wins this match down here, which are, in this case, Keith and Laura. So Joe playing with Laura, Keith playing with Jen. Whoever wins this match, wins the championship. Okay, so Joe comes in first. Okay, and then Jen, who won these first 2 matches, she lost this final match, so she comes in second. Okay, but then Laura, who lost her first match but won these next 2, she comes in third. Okay, and meanwhile, a mirror image of this is being played over here in the pickle juices, or the consolation bracket. All right, so anyway, hopefully you understood most of this, and I can help explain it in person or over the phone, or I can send an email, but that's going to be, again, a little tough. So those are your 2 different versions. Okay, basically you can either stick with the whoever gets more points in 3 random matches version, or you can boil it down to having a 3 match elimination of some sort bracket. It's kind of tough to have an exact elimination bracket with doubles play, but yeah, I think this works out pretty well for everybody. So it's up to you, Keith. Let me know what you think of each version and which one you would rather go with. And man, thank you so much for creating this, and I'm looking forward to unleashing this upon everybody on Sunday, and continuing with this new pickleball craze. So, all right, take care, and I'll see you on Sunday.